What up? Welcome to Coding Life as Podcast. With the mics.
Need the mics.
At least now you get to see the faces behind.
Yeah, mic 1, mic 2.
Coding Life as
Coding
Podcast.
Life is.
Welcome. So we usually discuss things to do with tech. So we do tech news, emerging technologies, and those technologies that have direct impact in our societies. So we try to give credit where it's due
And to discuss the success.
Yeah. So today our episode is a special episode. It's been over how many days since we started the podcast? It's been like 8 days.
8 days.
Since we shot our first episode. And so today we are going to discuss how the journey has been since the first day. Since the first day, we can even go back. And since the first day we decided that we were gonna do a podcast, and what transpired for us to pick up podcasting. So what do you think, Mike, about the growth we've had and what it has taken us? We've had so many long nights and all. So what do you think?
I'm looking the stats, YouTube stats and Spotify stats. And I can tell, man, the growth is really motivating.
Yeah. So what is that one thing that comes in mind, and what is that one thing that has given you hope and has made sure that you don't give up? Because at first, how it was. Even shooting the first episode was a hassle. So what is that one thing that really given you hope?
That is giving me hope is that seeing down there in the comments, seeing one person really acknowledging the effort we are putting in the podcast and giving us hope that we are really changing lives. Even if not many lives, but one life really matters.
Yes, like for me, I usually say if I'm able to do something and it impacts at least one person. I know it has changed one person's life. That is a win for me. I put that in the win column because that means a lot. Because let me tell you, it's a big deal. You transforming someone's life, and you telling someone else's story. Because there's this guy. I think I showed you the comment. That specific comment that the guy came in and commented that he had the same story like the one I was giving. Coming from a construction site, you saw it. Coming from a construction site, so he had the same blueprint like the one I have. Same as you. Because we've from the communities we've come up from. So that is how it starts. You have to pass the construction site. That's like the path. So it has really been encouraging for me personally, because I usually wake up every morning and I want to see if someone commented, and when I find a comment, it feels good. And I feel like I want to do this more, and I feel like I don't want to give up. I just want to push and push. Also the other guys, you find another guy telling you that he was just perusing and trying to find tech podcast, maybe on Spotify, but they land on our YouTube channel, which is very encouraging, because even the message that specific guy writes, some of them even reach out. I had a guy who DM'd my Insta. And we had a conversation about why I went to school, about Moringa School. It was encouraging, and we talked, and the guy was, I think, I gave him the information that he needed, and I feel great about it.
The day that comes with it,
I feel so good. It's priceless. Let me say that, because you see, this was never to happen. You know very well. We just had an idea. We just not even an idea. We had common interest in our mind. Like me, I think I used to tell my friends that I really wanted to pursue podcasting, but I didn't have the guts to do it. I just kept saying that I would at some point in my career, in my life, I would want to do podcasting, but because of being not wanting to be on the limelight and all, because you just want to do your things. But it reached a point, and I just wanted to tell my story because I feel like that story needed to be told. It will help someone. Because people out here have very touching stories and very encouraging stories, and they're shy to talk about it, which I don't think you should. You should be open. It might help someone else. Not directly. It doesn't have to help someone at the moment, but at some point it might change their trajectory of what they want to pursue.
Or maybe something that you passed through, say someone going through the same.
You see, you're like trying to like map out a path for them not to maybe do the same mistakes you did. You're just making it easy for them, telling them that, and giving them also the reality. Because I think in our is it our second podcast, episode 2, we did an episode on how finding a tech job in Kenya is very hard.
It's very hard.
But people don't really tell people that it's hard. You just want to sugarcoat it that if you pursue tech, you're going to get a job.
But it is simple like 1+1.
It's that simple. So for us, we are honest. We tell you things the way they are. We don't want to sugarcoat. We tell you how the ground is and what you should do and what you should not do. We just try to give someone out there, one person. I'm telling you, one person out there. So starting this podcast has been encouraging. It has been great to see the growth we've had and the impressions we've made.
I know.
We've made quite an impression. Because even now, you see someone comes and tells you, you guy,
I've seen your work.
And whatever you've done on that podcast is good. And also, we have other people who have been giving us, we call it positive criticism. Someone tells you that, yes, you're doing good, but you have to change here. You have to align here. Because some of them are our seniors. It's been great because we've been growing at a high trajectory. You might not have the subscribers. Because I know that's the measurement. When you're doing YouTube. But if you look at the impressions we've made and the views we've had, and also the comments, and it being our first time doing it, because I don't think maybe you've done TV. There was a time you were doing TV or something.
I've been the media, guys.
But for me, it being the first time, speaking to people and all, it's been great, and it's a journey I think I wanna pursue with too much energy. It's something I wanna do. Right now, I'm aware what I wanna do. As much as I want to juggle between podcasting and tech, because it has also come to my attention that I'm somewhat at least good at it. And I know if I combine podcasting and tech, it's going to be a good journey, and it's going to be an exciting journey because I'm also learning. It doesn't mean that I'm perfect. And we usually tell people in our podcast that we are not saying whatever we are telling you is correct, or we are not telling you whatever we are telling you is the right path. But what we are telling you, we know whatever we've passed through, we're giving you the blueprint and giving you that path.
And we're sharing the knowledge that you have collected over time.
It's good to criticize what we are doing, because we grow also. So whatever we are doing is not the right way, or it doesn't mean that because we are telling you that's the right way. It just means that whatever we are giving is what we've gone through. Which is an interesting journey for us. If you listen to our first episode, we gave quite a story about it. So
let me ask you, Mike, because we are talking about the review of the podcast that we have had for the last 8 days. Which is that podcast that you feel like really connected with you?
Other podcasts.
For the podcast you have done. There are 10 podcasts.
We have done like 10 episodes.
So guys, you have not yet listened to those podcasts, go listen there. They are on Spotify. And now I'm asking Mike, is there a podcast that you did that really you really remember and you say, this podcast was lit?
For me, I remember when we were starting, we did an unplanned podcast. Episode 1 was an unplanned episode.
Yeah.
And people they may not feel it, but it was somewhat emotional to me because it was part of it is my story. I was giving my story, and I usually tell people my story, so it's not at the area of currents or whatever.
Yeah.
But I feel like that specific episode is special to me because it's my story of how I became an engineer and how I stumbled up into tech. And it really surprised me with it. You see, that is the one episode that we've had the most interactions and the most views.
Yeah.
Which is very interesting, by the way. Because it was not to be uploaded. It was not planned to be uploaded. Because it was a test audio podcast that we did.
We were doing a test.
It was just an impromptu that we said, let's sit, do a test. But the weird thing, it turned out okay.
We had to fix some stuff, but the story really flowed.
Of course, the story really flowed.
Yeah.
So for me, that has been that episode that I feel like that I usually even sit when I'm alone and just listen to, because I think I shared some knowledge and some encouragement that in between my stories. And the things I've been through. Yeah. So how about you? What do you think? What is that episode that resonates with you? That this episode, this is it.
Okay. I feel like overall, each and every podcast has been a stepping stone because I've been learning during the podcast you did.
Yeah.
Like I go listen to the first podcast you did. I listen to your story once again, and I'm like, hey my G, you went through a lot.
Yeah, through shit.
I go again to the M-Pesa thing, the success of M-Pesa.
Yeah.
Now I listen to myself and how I educate my ideas and how you do it.
Yeah.
You know, with me coming to the limelight, it's not. I've been used to being behind the camera.
Behind the camera.
And doing the technical stuff, and now here I am, listening to myself, doing podcast. I'm like, hey,
it's very interesting. Plus, if you remember, in the first podcast, in the first episode. I don't think you even said more than 10 words. Yeah. I think I spoke the whole episode.
Yeah, because your story was so touching, my friend. And,
I know.
And I was like, I want to know more about it.
I want to learn more about it because I never told you about it.
Yeah, we had
I just touched it.
Yeah.
And I think we've been friends for a while now, but I think it's something that I think it was planned for us to maybe speak it out at the time, at least for you even to be surprised. Because if you knew about it, it would have been that interesting.
Yeah, you really surprised me.
Yeah, it wouldn't have been that interesting. Okay. So, but you have that one episode. You must have that one episode.
That one episode.
Yeah.
Maybe the next episode.
The one we're supposed to do.
Yeah.
Oh, you're like, you see these people that say, what is your best, like these people that say that if you're shooting a movie, this is your best movie that you ever shot. They say the next movie is the best movie for me, which you've not shot.
Yeah.
So, I
think every podcast you do is the best thing, because after every podcast, the next one will improve.
Yeah.
And the research we are doing to give us, our viewers and our listeners, that top-notch details and close to exact information is what really motivates me when I'm doing this podcast.
Where did the interest start initially come? Where did it begin for you? And that time that you said, I think I can do podcasting. Where did that initial interest come from, and when did it come into play?
Yeah, I feel like since my background is media, and I've been open to new ideas. Yeah. So I think the first thing that the name podcast really clinked into my mind was that time of COVID-19. Yeah. The mics are open podcast, and it came to town. Yeah. I was a fan, and I'm still a fan of the mics are open. Big up to Akina Andy, J Money, Big C, and also the next podcast I really clinged to was
Conin.
Yeah. You know how fun I'm at Conin.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. And I was telling myself, one day, if I get this chance,
I want to do this.
Yeah, when I have everything in place, I will do a podcast. And now you came and you said, and I told you, I have everything that you need.
Yeah, you have everything for us to record and shit.
Yeah, I think that's when it really came to my mind that I really need to do some podcast.
Yeah.
And really want to open myself. Yeah, because I came to realize that communication is the one thing that for a human being you cannot suffer with.
Yeah, that's true.
And there's this podcast you say that about the monologue.
The one who talked about the monologue, the way the best monologue is delivered. Yeah, I think. Yeah.
Because I really wanted to articulate my ideas. I have ideas. I really find myself I have more ideas, but then sharing it with people sometimes that you are not in the same, the same
tech space.
Same
career.
It's hard.
Yeah, it is.
And now the process of breaking the information is to small tracks.
Yeah.
So
like for me, mine is very interesting. Why I first maybe when that first idea came into my mind was me. I'm a storyteller. That's by default. I didn't know, but I usually find myself when I'm speaking to someone, I usually speak a lot, which is a good thing and a bad thing. Because I open up very fast, which is
and you're afraid risky. Everything that you are going to speak.
Yeah, I'm cautious. Yeah, I'm cautious. Yeah, I'm cautious when I'm speaking to people. Yes. Yeah. So I normally found myself just having stories, and even when you come into the crib, we sit and we talk for like the whole hours.
I remember you telling me that this should be a podcast.
We should do a podcast about it because normally we as much as we talk about personal stuff.
Yeah.
Most of the time, the majority of the time, we normally speak about tech stuff.
Yeah.
Because there are things we do with you. So I just had that idea. Why should we not sit on our free time when we are not working? Sit, just have a conversation, record the conversation, and maybe we see if we can help someone. So at first, I started to like get just through my connections, just try to look for someone maybe we can do a podcast with. But I didn't find. I tried to push some people. We do it, but at first it didn't. They didn't. What do I say? We were not in the same. As much as we're in tech, we were not in the same mind space.
The other guy has no.
They don't want to do it.
The same you have.
Yeah, you see, they like. For me, it's deep, but for them, it's like I'm pushing them. So I just shelved it until I think we started sitting around each other for a while, and when the idea came, I was like, what?
Give it a try.
Yeah. Plus the YouTube, you manage other YouTube channels.
Yeah.
Plus me seeing how you're able to grow a YouTube channel from zero to something that is great. Not the money side for me. Not the money side. Just me telling my story to a larger audience that resonated with me, and I was like, okay, this is what I'm gonna do with my free time. If I'm free, I'm gonna share my story. And if I'm able to help, my motto is if I'm able to help one person, that's enough for me. I'm happy.
Do you have this? I think it's called self-fast. What is it called? It is like a rule in the Silicon Valley. They say sell fast, fail fast. Do you think that, do you have that, do you have that a rule that or mantra that drives you when you are trying things?
For me, hey, mine is a crazy one, but me, I'm always running from poverty, but that's what I usually tell people. I usually run from poverty. I don't want it to catch up with me.
You don't want to wake up and find poverty sitting around you.
Because I've been there without food, sleeping without food. It's been a journey. So for me, and you see, being unable to help your family, that's another thing.
Yeah.
But my mantra is. If I'm able to help one person, that's my greatest joy. That is what I live for. You see, if you have a problem and you come to me, it doesn't matter. If I'm able to give you a solution, it doesn't mean I help you directly, but if I'm able to give you a solution to your problem, well and good. I'll be the happiest guy. around, because I've been able to help. That's my mantra. And if I'm able to help one person, that's good. That's it. That gives me the satisfaction, and that's where my peace of mind comes. Yeah, which is great.
And the joy that you are sitting around and you are telling yourself, there's a guy I've helped.
You see, yes, because we are told to help your neighbors and all. Yeah, but if you're able to help, you see, if you help one person, and that one person will go and help another person, and that one person will help another person, you'll end up helping everyone. Technically, if every person on this globe is able to help another person, trust me, there won't be we won't have problems like the ones we have. Yeah,
I think it's the same. Like we said, there's a podcast we touch on 2-in-1.
Yeah.
What Safaricom they are doing.
They have the same thing with SAF.
Yeah.
That's how, guys, we started this podcast.
Yeah.
And if you've not subscribed yet,
this is the time.
This is the 11th episode.
This is the time to hit that button.
At least you've seen us.
Yeah.
Everything has been audio. Everything we've just been doing audio. Yeah. At least now you've seen us, and now you know the faces behind Coding Life as podcast. Yeah. At least subscribe, hit that like button, and hit that notification bell. Yeah, for you to get more content from us.
And to get that bell after we upload new videos.
Yeah, because we usually release videos every day. And you know the work that comes with shooting and all that. It's a lot of work. So you just support us, and also leave a comment. And thank you for the guys who've been leaving comments in our videos.
We really appreciate
it.
I think we should give them a big up. Do you have one in mind?
Yeah, there's a guy called Crypt. There's a guy called King Crypt.
King Crypt.
Yeah, there's a guy called King Crypt. There's also another guy, my friend, called Yakov. He really gave insight on our videos. Yeah, and he also added information for our audience, for them to.
Nice. That is nice.
Yeah, there's another guy called. There's another person called. I don't know if it's Kivova or something. I think I was telling you about that specific person. They've really. There's another guy called Peter Gitagia.
Peter Gitagia. Big up that guy.
It's a guy who's been supporting our podcast also. So there's another guy. I'm trying to get you the name of the other guy.
As you get that guy, your guy, I have my G.
It's called Ben Kivova.
Oh, Ben Kivova, yeah.
The guy who had the same story as me.
Yeah.
Coming from construction side, venturing into tech and all that. Yeah.
I will say big up to my G, Jason. He's really been following.
Yeah.
And my cousin Tabitha.
Yeah.
Big up. And I know we are really helping them. They are really like Tabitha is trying to get into tech.
Yeah.
And he said he gave me that motivation to push on.
Yeah.
And coming from a family, it is really emotional. Seeing someone pushing you to do what you love.
Yeah.
So big up to Tabby, and I really appreciate.
And before I forget someone, do you know who our first listener is on Spotify?
Scare me.
It's my cousin. She's called Bito Nyambra. She has a YouTube channel. That was our first listener on Spotify. I know you've had over 100 plays on Spotify now, but that was our first. That was the first person to subscribe, and also that was the first person to listen to our first episode.
You mean?
Yeah, she was the first person to listen to it. The moment she just listened, she sent me, and we had one play on Spotify, which has been, and also she's been helping us. She's been around, and also been encouraging me to keep pushing. So she's been seeing the journey. So thank you guys for listening in.
Yeah, before we close this, I'm seeing Mike is wearing a new hoodie.
Yeah,
you won't tell us, where did you get your hoodie, man?
I have a friend called Paja. He has a branding company called Pistyles. So if any of you guys in the audience want to get a hoodie like mine, I'll add his number on the bottom for you to reach out to him and get. He does hoodies, he does t-shirts, he does everything to do with branding. So I'll add it there for you to. You need the same match. They are quite warm, and it's good quality. So So and thanks to him. for this. So so thank you guys for sticking around, and hope to see you in our next episode. And thank you for listening in.